welcome to another episode of Becoming the Product. I'm your host Naya, and today we have another Learning the Basics episode where we'll be discussing the product life cycle, which is basically from when the product is introduced into the market to when it eventually leaves the market. Now, there are usually 5 stages in this life cycle. The first one is the introduction stage. Now, in this stage, every product has a beginning. You've done your ideation, you've done your research, you've produced that product, and now you're bringing something into the world. Your strategy in this phase should be creating awareness for your product and building demand for the product. So there are a couple of things you could do. You could identify your early adopters. You could carry out research to know how to refine your messaging for each target market, and your focus should be on customer acquisition. The second stage is the growth stage. Now you've introduced the product into the market. Now you have people who are buying the product. So there's what you call rapid expansion, rapid market acceptance, where your user adoption and your market share begin to soar, begin to increase. So your strategies here should be trying to look for ways to scale production, trying to look for how to expand your marketing efforts, and start looking at how you can enter new markets or new segments. So you're trying to optimize features, building brand loyalty. The third stage is the maturity stage. In this stage, your market has reached its prime. Like, this is when your initial excitement for the product has stabilized a bit and your product has become a staple in the market. Your focus in this stage should be trying to maintain relevance and improve on your innovation strategies. So what you could do could be to manage your costs. Some strategies you could take in this space: manage your costs. You could differentiate your products, and also try to intensify your efforts for retaining existing customers. Now, in the first two, you're focusing more on customer acquisition, but now in this maturity stage, your focus has shifted more to retaining existing customers, maintaining margins, and also trying to stay relevant in this crowded market. The fourth stage is the saturation stage. Now, this is like the midlife crisis. I like to call it that. This is where the market is saturated and your product has reached its peak. Now, this stage can bring some challenges, but it also brings opportunities that you could tap into. It could be that you need to start exploring some untapped segments, some market segments, target markets that you haven't thought about before. You could start looking for ways to enter them. It could be an opportunity for you to enhance user experience of your product and also to find new avenues for growth. So you need some strategies you can adopt would be to adjust your prices. Maybe it's time to reduce them. Product variations, you bring out varieties of products from that one product you've been marketing. Then you could also intensify efforts in customer loyalty programs and geographical expansion, going to other countries to see if your market can sell there. So basically what you're doing in this stage is trying to reevaluate where you are, reinvent, then try to adapt to stay ahead of the competitors in the market. Now, the last stage is the decline stage. Now, it's not necessary that all products get to this stage. If you've gone through other stages and you've implemented the strategies properly, there's a tendency for you to remain at your peak, at your prime. But there are some cases whereby decline is necessary. It could be that the technology has evolved. It could be that your customer preferences have shifted. It could also be that the new players that have entered the market, their product is kind of better than what you already have. So it's time for you to make those tough decisions. Do you want to revitalize those products? Do you want to phase it out? Or do you want to gracefully transition into something new? So there are some other things you could do. If you want to revitalize, you could look at existing markets. If you want to phase out or you want to gracefully exit the stage, you could explore some options that you could use to replace the product that is currently in the market. Now we've come to the end of the stages, but one thing you should understand is that the product life cycle is not linear. It's not a linear path. The key is to understand the stage your product is in and try to adapt your strategies accordingly. If you are able to understand the stages, you can make informed decisions that help maximize the success of your product and ensure that your products leave a lasting impact on the world. I'd like to hear your thoughts. If you're currently managing any product, what life cycle is your product currently at? As usual, you can send your feedback via voice messages or comment on social media. And you also need to subscribe so that you don't miss out on episodes. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good week.